Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. And as always, peace and blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect tabernacle of David out there, listening, learning, keeping the faith and diligence of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. Alright, so back in the news with these devils, right? Trump in particular. Today he's made a declaration pretty much signing off on the complete expulsion of the Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. All right, we'll touch on that. And also with more executive orders being signed today by the Trump cabinet. As you can see here, President Trump has left instructions just in case Iran assassinates him. So we see now this rhetoric against Iran that Biden with his regime and of course the land of Israel, they were going hardcore against Iran. All right, they were blaming Iran for all kind of things, cyber attacks and different things like that. All right, because we know that these devils they want to justify war with Iran by any means. And knowing that we're in crunch time right now, these devils are about to go to some very extreme measures to justify war with Iran, because we know that the small hats, they have the something called the Greater Israel Project. All right, you could look into that, the Greater Israel Project, in which pretty much these small hats with Bibi Netanyahu, they want to take over the whole of the Middle East, you see. And, this is why currently right now they're running operations in Lebanon. They have operations running in Syria. Trump also made a statement saying that they won't stop going in on Syria until all of ISIS is eliminated. And we know that these certain factions, ISIS, Hamas, these are creations of intelligence agencies, boogeymen, if you will, which are set up in these particular nations to justify the U.S. Going in and doing what they always do. All right, which is coveting lands, displacing people unrighteously from their dwelling. Okay, but this is what the Edomites have always done, and it's in their track record, man. Okay, this is what they do. As a matter of fact, we can get that scripture started off. Cause these devils, man, they've gone all around the earth since they've been in rulership, and they covet lands, they remove landmarks. They oppress a man in his heritage. All right, this is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his Salakia. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage." You see. So this is what these Edomites do. They just go around, because Esau is the devil. All right, so he's always going to come with some high level deception to justify his actions, because otherwise he would just have to come out and say the truth and say, hey, you know what? We created ISIS and these different so-called T organizations, okay, which the biggest terrorists on the planet are the Edomites. All right, hands down. And that's not even debatable, you see. But in order for them to justify their operations in these particular lands and to destroy people, they have to have a justifiable cause. You see, they have to have a good reason to, as the narrative they put out there, to fight evil. Okay, which they are the evil. All right, they bring the terror to these lands. You see. The heathen can pretty much live in relative peace. But then when the so-called white man shows up, that's when things start to go left. And that's always been the case. You see? So they cover fields and take them by violence, man. You see, this is what the whole Gaza thing is all about. Okay? Trump in shock announcement says U.S. wants to take over the Gaza Strip. All right, now we'll get into this, but you know, let's just start off right here. Right, so now they're putting the potential of assassination by Iran against Trump. All right, so we'll see. We'll check this out real quick and see what Trump's talking about, man, because these devils are making some big moves and they got a lot going on right now.
Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm sorry.
So you see, they're pretty much calling for total obliteration of Iran if something happens to Trump. And if something does happen to Trump, they're going to blame it on Iran. Now, we know if, something does happen to this guy, that it's really all scripted, it's all orchestrated to happen this way, to once again justify themselves going into these nations and doing what they really want to do, right? Which is to take the resources, displace the people, and ultimately continue their system of Edomite supremacy on the earth. All right. And before he came into office, Trump was the guy that he was talking about, I'm going to bring peace, I'm going to end these wars. But as of right now, it seems like he's continuing these wars. It seems as though he's egging it on. All right. As a matter of fact, under Trump, and he's only been in for 2 weeks, military spending has increased exponentially under this man. So is he looking to end the wars, or is he looking to continue? Well, in this case, it would seem that he's looking to continue. Now, on the point of something happening to this guy, all right, we know there was a Simpsons, there was a Simpsons episode in which Trump turned up in a casket. Now, a lot of people thought that this was going to happen earlier, when there were several assassination attempts on his life. But as to this point now, he's still alive. All right, now they're going to blame it on Iran if something happens to him. But we know that these elites, they get down with some high level occult practices. Okay, that they're into, pretty much witchcraft and satanic symbology. All right. So the Simpsons, Hollywood production, we already know that they're down with the program as well. So this right here, all right, says Simpsons predict and Donald Trump. Now, you're going to see in this clip that these certain events, all right, that take place throughout the earth, especially in America, these things are set up by the elites, man. And as a matter of fact, they're set up to the T. So you see there that this whole scene was pretty much recreated in real life, even down to one of Trump's supporters dropping that sign. Okay, down to the T. So again, if something happens to DJ Donald Trump within his presidency where he does in fact end up in a casket, it was planned this way. And more than likely, it won't even be him that really gets assassinated. All right, they'll pretty much just make it look like he got assassinated, whether it be a stunt double or whether it be just some straight up witchcraft, man. But these devils have many ways to pull these things off and deceive the masses. All right, and that right there would give them the justification to go into full blown war with Iran. And we know when you go to Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, it speaks about that the woman will have no bridegrooms because of other wars. Let's go there real quick. Second Ezra 15. Because make no doubt about it, wars are coming. All right, wars are already ongoing, but you're gonna find that Trump is not this great peacemaker. Okay. Second Ezra 15 and 28. It says, "Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble." Right? So the dragons of Arabia, okay, the UAE, the Arabian conglomeration, okay, they're going to be involved in this World War III, because really all of this entails World War III, man. And we know that we're just about there because these devils, they're about to implement the mark. All right, they're about to bring the chip in this new digital system. We'll tap into that as well. But before full-blown World War III breaks out, nuclear war, once nukes start flying, that's pretty much the end. Yahweh Shah is going to return to receive his elect. All right, and he's going to put these heathen down. All right, but before we get to that point, this digital system, this digital technocracy, where the mark is mandated, must come first. All right, but in the midst of that, you are going to be having many wars go on. Okay, it tells you in Second Ezra 16 that this is the beginning of wars. Okay, Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 24th chapter that in the last days, there would be wars and rumors of wars, nation rise against nation. All right, so the dragons of Arabia, and also what? The Carmanians, okay, which the Carmanians, all right, going to the ancient Persians, okay, which the modern day Carmanians are the Iranians, all right. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, the modern day Assyrians is referring to America. Saying these Babylonians. All right, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. You see. So the Iranians, the Persians, they play a pivotal role in last days prophecy pertaining to these wars that are going to be ongoing within the earth. All right before Yahweh Shah returns with the hosts of heaven. All right, matter of fact, that might be in the 16th chapter where it says the bridegroom shall mourn. Let me see here. Yep, Second Ezra 16. Because all these wars is going to be going on, right? Second Ezra 16 and 32, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Why is this? In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so we see that the Iranians, all right, they have a pivotal role in last days prophecy, and this is why not only Trump but Biden and previous presidents before him have always spoke against Iran. All right, and we also know that Iran is also a part of the BRICS alliance. They're aligned with Russia. They're aligned with China. You see, so that and currently right now, believe it or not, the BRICS are pretty much overtaking world trade. You know what I'm saying? Because they're circumventing the use of the dollar, and more nations are gathering unto the BRICS alliance. And make no doubt about it, before this dollar goes down, before Esau lets it go like that, they will go to war. All right. We also know that they want Iran because, of course, they're opposed to this Western-led hegemony, and also Iran has oil and many other resources that they can benefit from. Okay, once again, that's part of the Greater Israel Project. Okay, to take over that land. You see, and once they go for Iran, Russia's going to get involved. All right, and it's mainly going to be the small hats. Okay, that's going to draw out these other nations to war. All right, we saw that happening last year prominently, but how much more now, being that where we're this much closer to the end. Things are really about to go down. All right, so now we can get into this. Trump in shock announcement says U.S. wants to take over the Gaza Strip. Let's play this video.
It maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, there's hardly a building standing, and the ones that are going to collapse. It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good.
And look how proud that this devil is, man. All right. This guy is a mass murderer. All right. Committing genocide on the Palestinians. You see, and how many lies has he told in order to continue forward with his plan? I mean, this is a guy that lied before the UN Council. Okay. And pretty much said that they're going so hard in the land of Gaza because of Hamas. You see? You stand up there, bold-faced lying. Now he's sitting there with Trump with a smile on his face like, yes, So you know that he's well pleased, okay, by what Trump is saying. All right? And these devils are proud as hell, man. See, this is how you know that they about to fall real soon. All right? Because they've reached the height of their hubris. Okay, they've reached the height of their pride. These Edomites. Okay, and any time that a nation of people reaches the height of its pride, anytime a kingdom reaches the height of its pride, that's when the Most High puts the sword to them and takes them down. Okay, the scriptures say that pride goes before destruction. Let's continue.
Where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now it's...
No, you heard what she said. She said, because it's their home, sir. And see, Trump is up here speaking as though oh, man. See, and this is why the scriptures say that the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, man. See, these Edomites, they know that their time is short. Here it is. You're up here trying to justify kicking them people out of Gaza, which, we understand in the grand scheme of things that that's really our land at the end of the day. Okay, that the Palestinians, they don't belong there. Neither do those, small hats. All right. But as you can see, man, Israel and America, well, America is pretty much in the pocket of Israel. Okay. America is pretty much Israel's bitch. All right. Whatever Israel tells America to do, they're going to stand in line. If Israel says jump, America's like, how high? You see? But he's really trying to sit up there and justify well, the land is pretty much a demolition site. The people don't got no food. They don't got no water. They just might as well just leave the land, and we're going to come in and rebuild. Well, why is the land like that? Because of you devils. All right. As we read in Micah, they go in, they cover fields, they take them by violence. All right, then they come in and say, well, since we've bombed the place to hell, now we can come in and, perform this Greater Israel Project. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about.
I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. and nobody can live there. You can't live there.
And if
So if we can build,
you know,
if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing.
And this is what I'm saying. The pride of these devils, man. They really sitting up here about to carve up the land and say, hey, well, you know what? We've bombed you. You have nothing left. We've destroyed majority of your population. You might as well just let us just go in there and, you know, do what we want to do. You might as well. There's nothing left to go back to. That's pretty much what they're saying. All right? Talking about what, you know, we're going to build housing. And really the whole reason why they even went up into Gaza in the first place is because they found oil over there right off the coast of Gaza. So in order to have access to those resources, of course, they got to get them people out the way. The same thing that they did when they went to Australia. These Edomites, the same thing they did when they came over to the Americas. All right. Wherever that they've gone, Africa, you know, Asia, you name it. Wherever that they've gone, this is what they do. They go in, all right, and they covered fields. They take them by violence. All right, they gaslight the people, tell them, tell the people that they're savages, tell them that they're uncivilized, that they're 3/5 of a human being, you see, and then they go in there and they do what they always do. All right, live by the sword, man, which is Esau's blessing. Then you start to see rhetoric like this, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to build a pipeline through Gaza, Syria, Lebanon, to reach Qatar, Salakia, to reach Qatar. All right, so they can have that direct stream of oil, coming through, so they don't have to go through Russia to get oil, man. This is what it's all about: the resources of the land, and they don't give a damn how many people that they destroy. They don't give a damn how many children that they delete, how many women that they grape. And that's another thing too, man. Over there, them small hatch soldiers, they gang raping them Palestinian women, man. And they feel as though that they have a right to do so. They was actually over there protesting in the land of Israel to grape the women. And in many other war atrocities that you have going on. But you're not going to hear Trump speak on these things. All he's concerned about is helping his small hat buddies. All right, which, hey, make no doubt about it, man. Both of their time is coming. Okay, Esau, period, man. He's on the way out.
Like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen.
Yeah, you heard that, devil. It's a guarantee they're going to end up dying. So now Trump proposes resettlement of Palestinians to neighboring countries. Netanyahu praises Trump's unconventional approach. It says President Donald Trump vowed on Tuesday that the U.S. would take over the war-shattered Gaza Strip after Palestinians are resettled elsewhere and develop it economically, a move that would shatter decades of U.S. policy toward the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Trump unveiled his surprise plan without providing specifics at a joint press conference with visiting Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. And see, they don't even honor their own agreements, man. Okay? And listen, this is how you know that these are the same people that you're dealing with, man. All right? These people are not to be trusted by any means. They did the same thing to the Gadites, man, so-called Native Americans. So they came over here, made how many treaties with them, over, I think it was, over 300 something treaties. And guess what? They kept not one, right? And you may be wondering, well, how did Esau get to make so many treaties with the Native Americans? Well, let's get the scriptures, right? His words were softer than oil, right? So this devil, he knows how to persuade you. All right, he has a way with words, man, and that's why they put Trump in there, because he's a very charismatic leader. You know what I'm saying? He has charisma, and he has a way with words, right? Psalm 55:20, it says, "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant." Yeah, you know, that's all. That's all Esau does. All right, here it is. He'll come in, you know, and he'll deceive you. All right, Esau sees something that he like, and he'll tell you, "Hey, let's cut a deal. You know, I see you got this land here. It's not cultivated or anything like that. You know, just let us have a piece of it. You know, we'll just take this here, and we won't go no further. All right." And then what does he do? Breaks his covenant. Okay. And they did the same thing with Russia. All right, wasn't it back in the 80s under Reagan or something like that, or the early 90s? I forget exactly, but you know, around that period where America agreed not to expand NATO any closer to Russia's borders. And today they trying to be in Russia's back door, okay, which is Ukraine. All right, so they even violate their own agreements that they propose, man. So this man is not to be trusted. These Edomites, man, they're the devil. All right, they put forth their hands as such as be at peace with them. All right, them Palestinians, you know, wasn't at war with you. And as a matter of fact, they don't even have an army to be at war. They're not a threat. And see, that's why Esau went in there, man, because he's a coward. All right, Esau is a straight up coward, man, because he went up in there and you know, Palestine. Them people ain't got no you know, guns and, you know, helicopters and bombs and stuff. They ain't got none of that, man. I don't even believe that they have a standing army. So they're pretty much at the mercy of the small hats, okay, which that's why they've gone so hard, because really there's no one to go and defend them. Verse 21, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart." You see, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So this is how Esau, going back to the point of the Native Americans, this is how he was able to get to 300 something treaties and break every last one. Right? Because you know, you would think that after he done broke so many treaties that you know, they would just stop dealing with him. But no. All right? Because once again, this devil, he's very persuasive, man. All right? He's the devil. He has a way with words, man. As I said, his words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And you know, also he proposed many ceasefires. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into the history of it, Esau, he had many wars with the Native Americans. All right, and pretty much you know, Gad was whooping Esau ass, man. You see, until he brought that Gatling gun, which you know, once he came with that, it was pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? But initially, you know, the Native Americans was whooping Esau ass, man. You know what I'm saying? And every time he would propose for a ceasefire, that was only to regroup and gather more ammo. You see, that's all that a ceasefire is about, you know, for these devils. All right. But anytime, you know, you heard these devils speaking real sweet as Trump was in this clip, you know, yeah, you know, we're gonna put, you know, homes, and you know, we're gonna rebuild it. You know, we're gonna make Gaza pretty much a paradise. Okay, which this is all part of that build back better. Okay, from the ashes, we're going to build anew. All right. But let's see what the Lord said, right? Because hey, he said they will build, but I will throw down. Malachi 1:4, right? It says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom the Lord hath indignation forever." Right? So you're literally dealing with the border of wickedness, man. Okay, that's these Edomites, and they're not going to stop. Since they've been in power, they haven't stopped. All right, Esau, he can't be at peace, man. So when you heard Trump talking about peace and end these wars, well, we already knew that that was some BS, because according to biblical prophecy, there's going to be many wars going on in the last days prior to the return of Yahweh Shai. So him talking about peace and this and that, that's, that's not in alignment with biblical prophecy. So you have to watch what these devils say, man. If what they're talking about goes against biblical prophecy, then you know that the worst case scenario is coming down the pipeline. Okay. So these Edomites, man, they're boasting and all kind of things that they want to do. Right? Check this out. Follow Trump's proposal earlier on Tuesday for the permanent resettlement of Palestinians from Gaza to neighboring countries, calling the enclave a, quote, demolition site. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. He said, we'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. If it's necessary, we'll do that. We're going to take over that piece. We're going to develop it, create thousands and thousands of jobs, and it'll be something that the entire Middle East can be very proud of. Now, I thought the rhetoric at first was that this was to fight terror, right? I thought the goal was to get rid of Hamas out of Israel. Well, you see now that it was never about Hamas. Okay, you see it was never about fighting terror. You see that it was all about a land grab. Okay, destroying those Palestinians and ultimately taking that land for themselves, man, by the way of mass genocide. Okay, again, this is the same play that they have ran all over the earth. You name it, wherever that they've gone, this is the same play that they've ran. All right. So in order to demonize the Palestinians to justify themselves going in there, they had to say, oh, well, it's Hamas, right? But no, it was never about Hamas, okay? Because again, Hamas is a intelligence agency, a boogeyman that was set up by these same very people that, allegedly gone in and destroyed these certain factions. All right. Now, do you have certain members, in these organizations that are sincere? Yeah, sure. But overall, the whole thing is really set up. You know what I'm saying? That's really the point. Right. But you see what it's all about. Okay, they want to go in, rebuild, and check this out. Asked who would live there in Palestine, in Gaza. Trump said it could become a home to the world's people. Okay, once again, those smooth words, man. It's the devil. Netanyahu said Trump was thinking outside the box with fresh ideas and was showing willingness to puncture conventional thinking. Trump earlier repeated his call for Jordan, Egypt, and other Arab states to take in Gaza, saying Palestinians there had no alternative but to abandon the coastal strip, which must be rebuilt after nearly 16 months of a devastating war between Israel and Hamas. No, see, it wasn't Hamas. Okay, you were at war with those Palestinians. Okay, that's the truth of the matter. You see? Yo, man. See, the time is coming where Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, man. He's about to put these Edomites out their misery, man, because they've really gone too far. All right, we can grab this. Right, Trump signs executive order for U.S. government to purchase TikTok, and we told you that this was coming. All right, we told you this was coming because these devils, and this whole Gaza thing goes into that as well. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people on TikTok exposing the real reality of what's going on in Gaza. Okay, putting it out there that this ain't about fighting terror, that this is all about genociding another group of people and taking their land away. Okay, so now the answer is for these devils to come in and to have government control over this TikTok app, okay, which he signed the executive order to do just that. We don't got to get into it, but it just shows you that Esau, he's lost the narrative, right? That pretty much he's getting cussed out from everywhere, man. And this how you also know that the famine of the word is right around the corner. Okay, because now on TikTok it's about to be a whole different thing, man. Right? You're not going to be able to speak freely. A lot of content is not going to be available. And as a matter of fact, right now, I think if you updated the TikTok app, that you can't even get it back. That it's not even on the App Store anymore. So if you deleted the app off your phone, or if you updated it, then you don't have access anymore. Okay. So these devils are going to make sure that they control all outlets of information, and that the information that's coming out is in their favor. All right. Yeah. So this as well. Elon Musk access to Treasury's payment system is raising alarms. Here's what to know. Okay, so now this guy, Elon Musk, and people are concerned about what he's doing because he's taking so much control over the Treasury Department. Okay, with Elon Musk, Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE) gaining control of the Treasury Department's payment system, consumer advocates and Democratic lawmakers are raising alarms about the group's access to the federal government's financial spigot, as well as sensitive data such as the social security numbers of most taxpayers. And remember early last year, matter of fact, pretty much the social security number of every American was leaked. Okay. And that's because these devils, man, they're about to perform a massive cyber attack on the system. Everything's about to be wiped clean. All right. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we know that it's coming because they've been talking about it. All right. Klaus Schwab, the WEF, individuals like that, they've been talking about a coming cyber attack in which the whole grid is going to go down. All right. So now you got this guy, Elon, up in there. You got Trump talking about assassination. These devils got a lot going on. DOGE, a Trump administration task force assigned to find ways to reduce federal spending, now has access to a Treasury unit called the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, which disperses trillions in payments each year, including Social Security checks and federal salaries. It says Musk's access to the payment system is raising concerns as it comes just days after the White House ordered a broad freeze on federal grants and loans, causing confusion within federal assistance programs at nonprofits and among Americans receiving government aid. That same day, state Medicaid programs said they were locked out of the Department of Health and Human Services system used to track and disperse money. So, this all goes into these wars and things that they want to do, man, because, what I'm saying, they're about to overhaul the system, what I'm saying, and they're about to make you suffer. Okay, also these tariffs are going to add to that, man. All right. So these devils are going to do exactly what they said they were going to do. All right. They said they're going to make America great again. Well, guess what? They're going to do that by destroying this current setup and bringing in a new one in which they believe is going to make America great. Okay. This is what it's all about. So the most proud is at the forefront, man. You see, the most proud. Let's get Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah the 50th chapter. We can go down to about start at 29. It says, "Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel." Okay, so that time for judgment, well, Babylon is under judgment, should I say. Salakia, this place is under massive judgment, man. Wasn't it, I think it was in Georgia. They just had so many hundreds of earthquakes, what I'm saying? Really, it's all across the world, man, but especially here in America, you got all kind of judgments from Yahweh Ashmael Shai that's going on, man, in the midst of all these other things, right? Verse 30, "Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord." Verse 31, "Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh. Bashem Yahushua of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. When you go to Second Esdras, the 9th chapter, it tells you that you begin to see. Let's go to it real quick. When you begin to see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? Second Esdras 9:1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. You see that? So the Lord is performing great works upon this earth, and the man of sin is truly being revealed. All right, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't need us to go into an extensive breakdown of how Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the man of sin, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I mean, their actions speak for themselves. Who else is doing what they've been doing, okay, for hundreds of years, man? Nobody else compares. You see, and Esau, he likes to put Jake out there at the forefront, just like how you had the plane crashes that's still going on. Trump pointed the finger at Jake and said that it's because of DEI. You know what I'm saying? Okay, which that's nothing more than a dog whistle, man, to come after you Israelites. And see, the Lord is going to allow this devil to come down on 2/3 Jakes with great wrath soon come. All right? Because he's looking for someone to blame for why his society is falling. All right? And when it all comes down to it, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are going to be the scapegoat. All right? You're going to be the reason why these devils are going to, come after you, because they're going to say that you're the reason why we're losing our homes. You're the reason why inflation is so rampant and all these things. All right? So yeah, he's looking to accuse, okay, Jake, man, all these plane crashes that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's nothing more than him, bringing about his NWO. Because real soon, he's about to stop you from flying. All right, come May of this year, you're gonna have to have a real ID in order to fly domestically, man. So he's setting up scenarios to where he's inducing fear of flying. All right, no doubt you're gonna have incidents happen on the roads as well, to where people are gonna be scared to drive anywhere, man. Right, that goes in 2nd Esdras 15, where it says a man shall desire to enter into the city and shall be able, because you're gonna have lockdowns, martial law, checkpoints. You're going to have a digital ID to go into certain places, So all these things are coming down the pipeline, man. So this is the time to be especially vigilant in these last days, and really pay attention to what these devils are saying, to the rhetoric that they're putting out there. All right, because we're only 2 weeks into the Trump presidency, and things are jumping off the wall. All right, just imagine what the next few months have in store. And best believe that if they take this guy out, you'll have a lot of people that'll be happy about that, but you'll also have more that'll be upset, you know what I'm saying, about that. And best believe that if he gets taken out, that the blame is going to get shifted back to you Jakes, man. All right, just so you know that. But if they do take this guy Trump out, America is going to be in a very chaotic scenario. Okay, just say it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out right here, Lord willing. This lesson was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect. Come Yasha Allah in a Bible ball. Shalom.